Alright everybody, now that we've made our sketch, let's look at some of these the problems here. The goal for this video is to go through 3 of them, and we'll do the remaining 3 in the next video. But I do have to mention one thing before we jump in, and that is I did make a mistake. Well, not a mistake, but I left something out with my master sketch, and that is I could have made one further deduction. If you look at Rule 5 and 6, we can combine these together to get some information about 8. Because look at where we would place 8. Because Rule 5 says 8 has to occur earlier in the week than 4, right? We know we're stated that Street 4 was cleaned on Tuesday morning, which means that 8 had to be cleaned on Monday, one of those days, right? But Rule 6 says that 8 has to be cleaned in the afternoon. Well, there's only one Monday afternoon slot, so 8 has to go there. So that was one thing that I did kind of, forget to deduce there, but nevertheless, there we are. Okay, now, this question here, question 7, is asking an if question. So what I did was I set up a new new sketch using the rules from the master sketch. You really want to get into the habit of not tampering with when you make your deductions. That should be left be. So an if statement would give us, let's just go ahead and set this up and then add the extra information that they provide to us and see what deductions we can make. So let's see what we have here. It says, if the crew cleaned 2nd Street earlier in the week than 7th Street. All right, well, let's just think about that for a second. If 2nd has to come behind 7th Street, that means it had to have been cleaned either on Wednesday, Tuesday, or Monday, right? But we have a rule about 2nd Street. It says it has to be in the afternoon. Well, there's only one available afternoon slot behind Thursday, and that's right here. So I'm going to have to put 2 on Tuesday afternoon. And then you look at the question, which of the streets must have been clean on Tuesday afternoon? Well, there it is. It's got to be 2nd Street, right? And we're done with that question. Sometimes these questions look scarier than they really are, right? If we're looking for a must-have, we want something that's absolutely certain. There's no freedom to play around with, and it turned out, in this case, that we had to put 2 over there. And so we were done. All right, so let's scroll down and look at questions 8 and 9. And same thing here. Let me complete that master sketch. We need to put 8 right there. But let's look at this one. Number 8. We have another if. If the crew did such and such, what happens? Well, let me just go ahead and sketch up. I'll try to make this as neat as I possibly can. So we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. All right. Oh, gosh. Oh, my goodness. Apologies in advance. You know what I'm going to blame it on? I'm going to blame my terrible handwriting on the fact that my daughter has found that Baby Shark song. Baby Shark, do-do-do-do-do-do. Oh, and I can't get the damn thing out of my head. It's driving me nuts. Oh, anyway. Whoever came up with that was an evil genius. Man. Wow. Okay, anyway. There's always going to be a little life lesson thrown in with every video we do here. But anyway, okay. So let's look at this one. So, okay, we got to fill in our sketch here. We know 8 has to go there, 4 has to go there, X goes there, 7 here, and X goes there. Nothing on those days. And let's just think about this. The only players we have left to deal with are 1, 2, 3, 5, and 6. Let's see what we can do with this. Now, look what this question is. Oh, well, actually, before we even get to the question, let's just see if we can fill in this information. If we clean 6th Street on a morning and 2nd Street before 7th Street. Well, we just did in the previous question 2nd Street before 7th Street. It's got to go right here, right? It's the only afternoon available behind 7th for 2 to go in. So it has to go there. Now, what about 6 on a morning? Do we have any restrictions about 6? Well, Rule 5 says Street 6 has to come after 4. Well, 4's right here. There's only one morning available, right? After 4, so I'm going to have to put 6 right there. Okay, so we've taken care of 6, we've taken care of 2, and then we have these remaining pieces right here, 1, 3, and 5. All right, well, what's the question? What is the maximum number of streets whose cleaning times cannot be determined? Well, that's just code for we've got slots where you could put pretty much more than one thing in there. Well, okay, we have 3 slots left, and we have 3 pieces left. Are there any restrictions? Are we forced to put any of these pieces in any one of these slots? Well, no, right? there's no rules involving 1, 3, and 5 here, right? That's open season. 6 does say that 5 has to be in an afternoon slot, but we have 2 spaces where that could happen, Thursday or Friday, so that's not really restricted. And that's, so there's really no, we could basically put those 3 remaining elements anywhere we wanted in these 3 remaining slots without breaking any rules. Provided, of course, that we put 5 in an afternoon slot, but we have 2 places where that could go, so it's not fully determined where 5 has to be. So, looks like the answer should be 3. There are 3 spaces, 3 streets or cleaning times that are open for whatever streets we want. So that's our answer. Okay, so let me pause this, clean this up, and I'll try to get that baby shark thing out of my head. Oh, man. I know I keep saying this, but I feel like this is my tagline at this point. Never have kids. Don't do it. Okay, let me pause and we clean. Okay, we're back on this one. Let's look at this question here. I set up a little preliminary sketch here with master sketch and the remaining pieces, and let's see what we have to do. What is the maximum possible number of streets? Okay, so these pieces right here. How many pieces, any one of which could be the one that would be on Friday afternoon? All right, so we're just basically asking how many of these could go here without breaking any rules? Well, the easiest way to do this is kind of just run down the line. Let's look at our master sketch and our rules. We're interested in Friday afternoon. Which of these could go there? Could I put a 1 there? Well, looks like yes. There's no rule about 1, so I could do that. Can I put a 2? Well, the 2 has to be in an afternoon. Well, that's fine because it's Friday afternoon, so I could put a 2 there. 3, there's no rule about that, so automatically sure. 5, well, 5's supposed to be in an afternoon. That's an afternoon row. And then finally 6, well, 6 just has to be after 4, but that is included in that Friday afternoon slot, so I could put it there. So it looks like, if we're looking for the maximum possible number of streets that could fit in that slot, it would be 5. None of them break any rules if we place them in that slot. So that would be our answer there. Hopefully this was helpful. Let me know if not.